Hey, Reaper. Okay. I think I'm getting caught up on everything. Get out of there. I'm here yet. Stop. Thank you. So the shirt I thrifted, I don't even know how long ago. Okay. Oh, Leonard, did you see my finished hat? I think you left yesterday. I thought it turned out pretty cool. And those colors together look really nice. Can we donate that one to the Children's Hospital? I know, but I asked you how many hats you wanted to donate again. And, like, I know you said a couple Hawkeye colored. I just need to know the exact details.
Next, I got some music straight out the early 2000s, the Offspring first.
Cupid, stop. Both of you. Come on. Make it easy for me today. Today's gonna be a long day for me. Hey. Last night I was tossing and turning. I kept waking up. When you were rich. Yeah, I feel really groggy right now. Yeah, ever since you brought it to my attention, Leonard, I can't not see it. I remember when you were very anal about the gift subs and the amounts being even. And so that's something that I always notice when I turn stream on. So I've been looking more at AI software for artwork creation, music. Okay, so here's the one thing I will say, because there was one period of time where I'm like, you know what would be cool is, no. I thought about getting into like sticker making, and technically, if there's like a character from like a movie or an anime or whatever that you like, if you run it through an AI software and it makes enough noticeable changes, technically that's not against like copyright and like DCMA, or at least from the research I've seen. I could be wrong, so I guess don't quite quote me. But that would definitely be something that you could look into it when you're using that AI. and then maybe you could potentially profit off of it. No, from now on, if anyone asks me if I have any spicy content, just exclamation point wishlist. Fuck it. Don't even fucking pop up my socials. They don't even need to see the bikini pics on Instagram or the bikini try on haul on YouTube. Or Patreon, I guess. We could start doing exclamation point Patreon. That would work. But I need to post more on there. I have content filmed. I just have so much to edit and upload. My goal is like, because realistically, so it's balls hot out right now. Here's what I was thinking. When I go to babysit this dog, I think that I'm going to take it out as soon as I get there in case it hadn't been taken out recently. But I'm not going to take it on a walk this early. It's too fucking hot. And it doesn't get fed until like 5 p.m. So, like, I'm just going to be chilling with this dog. And they're like, yeah, use the TV. We have YouTube TV. We have, oh, well, Reaper's right there. If anyone asks for any spicy content, exclamation, do I even have Patreon set up? Yes. You could do either exclamation point Patreon or exclamation point wishlist for anyone who asks. That's what we're going to do. Actually, better yet. Hold on. I'm a genius. And then let me copy this. Give me 1 second. I think that's funny that Discord gave me like you after you did that, Leonard. They usually make enough changes to not break copyright law. Yeah. Oh wait. I created the first few magazines were all AI created covers. Then I redrawn upscale. And I own the copyright. Oh, okay, that makes sense. I'm a genius. Okay. Those are the 2 commands. That way we don't even have to, like, delete the comment or ban them or anything. Just send them the command. Because clearly, if they're trying to send me money, they can either go to my Patreon and send me money, or they can go to my Throne and send me money. Because I've even had people come into my streams and do exclamation point OF. Should I change the other from fans only to... I'm just going to change it to only fans. Okay. Because people come into my stream and literally do exclamation point that. There we go. Because if they're going to come in my stream and do it without even asking sometimes, might as well have the commands already set up. I love that you're one of the very few streamers who's at my tech level. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm not fantastic, but I feel like I'm pretty knowledgeable. And even if I just checked the links. What are you talking about? And that's fair. Like in the title, yeah. Whatever. Fuck it. Parking lot. One. Mm. Hold on 1 second. Speaking of. Let's go. He's Dutch. What country is that? I can't remember. I'm gonna be on for a little bit longer. Probably like 40 minutes or so. No, you can go real quick. Hey! Okay. But I did have to wait for tech to get better over the years. First time computer graphics was 81, wrote program 1 KB. God, that's nothing. Now I'm using 32 gigs of RAM. I've been using computers for 43 years. Started with tape loading. Here's what I'll tell you. Even though I missed a lot of the millennial stuff because I wasn't old enough, we still had, no, Dutchland is not an actual country. We had a lot of old tech because my dad collected that shit. Like, he had like a tape player and boom boxes, all the old Nintendo systems, all the old PlayStation systems. So like, I grew up with older technology. So there were actually quite a few times, and like, my mom drove like an older vehicle. So she didn't have a CD player in her car for a long time until I was like in middle school. And so we would either make our own tapes with like mixed, like recording like CD to tape shit. My grandma also had VCRs up until she passed away. And she would then move her VHS tapes to DVDs. So like, I grew up around a lot of old tech. And that's what a lot of people don't understand is just because I grew up around it doesn't mean, wait, the 1990s or 1890s? The 1990s, what do you mean? Do I look like a vampire? Actually, my grandparents did have a typewriter. And we would use it sometimes. Because my grandparents never got Wi-Fi ever. And my grandpa had this old computer forever. It just means that you're talking a lot in chat. But yeah, I grew up around a lot of old stuff, but that doesn't mean I'm as old as like that technology. That's the typing course years ago. You're the only man in class? Do you think tech is too... No, I mean, tech is where tech is supposed to be. Like, if people weren't using it and enjoying it, tech wouldn't have continued to change and evolve and be where it's at. Why? I feel like that's a useful... Maybe it's because normally women only worked in offices where they would be typing on keyboards. But then if you think about it, in the tech business with, like, software and gaming and stuff, that was a male-dominant program, like, place, and you had to be, like, you had to know how to type well then. It was the 80s. Yeah, but wasn't everything in the 80s a little feminine? Like, one of my, like, things I would think of when it's the 80s is, like, the John Travolta movie where he goes to that, like, all-girl workout class and is, like, thrusting his hips around. Hello? Yeah, I was gone for 6 months. Twitch hated me and, gave me my account back recently. But they had spare places, so I signed up. I very much enjoyed taking typing classes in high school. Like that at that point it was I think a required class because computers were already so common. I think at that point in time we had already at my house gone through like 3 computers. So I mean, if we already had 3 computers in our house, that it was funny all the attention I was getting. Well, yeah, I mean, if you're the only guy, you're not gonna get attention. I think that's silly. Like when things get labeled as like a particular gender, like something's masculine or something's feminine, like who cares? If someone enjoys doing something or if someone wants to try something, like let them. It has zero effect. Just like if someone wants to date someone of the same sex. Like if it doesn't affect you and has nothing to do with you, then you should not have really a input. You can have an opinion, but it doesn't fucking matter at the end of the day, and you should probably worry about your own self because that means that you're unhappy with your Mill drill. Was similar enough. I don't feel like my grandparents or my parents were very like gender oriented. They of course pushed me towards more girly like activities like dancing and cheerleading, sure, but like my grandpa taught me how to check my oil and tried teaching me how to change a tire, but I just didn't care, so that was my fault. I actually was self-taught learning like how to like wipe the computer because I don't know how many times we got viruses from downloading music illegally. Between like yeah, doing a lot of self-taught stuff with that. My dad still to this day will call me about tech-related bullshit. Um, my dad used to work on old cars, and so there were a lot of times that I would go to junkyards with him. And so sometimes when he was looking for certain parts, he would tell me like what they look like and what type. And I got fairly familiar with models back in the day because we went to also a lot of like Mopar shows, um, and so I would help him walk around the junkyard looking for these fucking parts. Um, I learned how to mow the grass when I was in middle school. Hated it. I got blisters. But it was right before my freshman year of high school, and I wanted money for a homecoming dress. So I mowed grass to make money so I could be able to buy a homecoming dress when I started high school. And then living alone obviously has made me, do everything myself between like I know how to check like, if the power has any issues, like what proper breakers to check and what to look for. Trying to think, what other more manly things have I been taught that I do on a regular basis? I don't know. My sister was first female engineering. Wow, that's cool. The mowing, yeah. But then when I was in high school, my freshman year, I had gotten my first real job. You eat wings? What are you talking about? Oh. Yeah, but is that necessarily manly? I think that goes kind of hand in hand with me liking college football. And something that I look back on that I was doing in college that makes me just have the ick and cringe now is I would be like, oh my god, I only hang out with guys. Like, girls are too much drama. And it's like, that is such a pick-me thing to say, and that is so gross. Yeah, that's all I could think of. Wings are just food. Like, I've seen tons of girls eat wings, and tons of girls drink beer, so. Maybe once upon a time, it was more labeled as a manly or masculine thing, but I don't think it necessarily is now. You went to engineering because you're good at it? That makes sense. I mean, that's why I applied to a photography program in college, is because that was something I was good at and passionate about. And then later I fell in love with washing my car did not look manly. Shut up. I fell in love with psychology. I think that the human brain is very fascinating and how different people are and how different people think. Oh, I know I was gonna ask you guys. Should I do um a Saturday stream tomorrow? Let me see what time is the Iowa game on? I think it's an afternoon game, like late afternoon. Oh, it's a night game. Fuck, the game's not on until 6:30. I'd have plenty of time during the day. No, absolutely not. There was one period of time where I thought about going to school and getting my like master's or doctorate in psychology to become a therapist. But the more I was in college, the more I realized that there are a lot of things that I enjoyed learning about, but the structure of being in a school was not really my thing. Um, I'm not diagnosed with it, but I personally think I have ADD. So yeah, uh, I was great in high school, but when I'm able to have the option to not go or have the option to do other things, it's hard to force myself to do something, and that's why like my student loans, like it really hurts because I don't have anything to walk away with and show, hey, at least I have these student loans and I spent all this money, but I have something to show for it. Even though I have to step away from it, I still have all my tools from the age of 16. Holy shit. I wish you were my therapist. I don't know how much help I would be. I feel like I'm a great listener, and I give decent advice. The therapist is younger, which made me a little bit awkward. As long as she has the proper knowledge and expertise that she needs, it's fine. I guess the other reason why I took a step back from wanting to get more into therapy, like being a therapist and stuff, was because the therapist that I had in college, I actually like hated and despised, and it to this day has put such a bitter taste in my mouth that I have never gotten another therapist ever. So, which okay, it probably cost me. Oh my god, that's crazy, Reaper. Do you think you listen or talk more in a one-on-one conversation? It depends on what the conversation's about. Is the conversation about someone reaching out because they want to tell me something, then I listen more. But if it's me wanting to reach out to somebody and talk to them, then I talk more. So it depends on which side is reaching out about what type of topic and why. I looked into BetterHelp at one point in time, and most of their therapists aren't actually licensed. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I couldn't believe that. But in the US it would cost less. Oh. Because I thought that the pound to dollar ratio, you get more bang for your buck in the UK. Let's say it's a friendly debate. It depends on what type of stupidity is spewed. Because it's hard to listen to something that I know is very wrong and very ignorant with no real backing to it. Try my best, but you can only listen to and deal with so much stupid. And in cases like that, I just quit talking and walk away because I'm only going to get more annoyed and more angry. And if I'm not listening now, I'm not going to be listening later. But if someone is saying a lot of things that make sense and are intelligent and is just a different point of view than what I currently see, then I'm definitely open to listening and not steamrolling and telling them to basically fuck off. So, situational. Perfect example of someone who is ignorant and these are gray. They're dark gray. I could post a picture in Discord, but like the camera and the lighting, I can't convince you otherwise right now. Actually, hold on. Maybe if I turn the lights all the way up. Let's wash myself out. Yeah, these are dark gray. But and they're not yoga pants. They're leggings because they don't flare at the bottom. But anyways, prime example. My sister. My sister spews some of the dumbest, some of the most ignorant and zero backing logic. Everyone's entitled to their own opinions and their own thoughts. However, like her not believing in medicine or science whatsoever I'm pretty sure she did not get vaccinated because she believed in all of the lies that were going around about all the different shit that could happen if you got vaccinated. Which I just saw a commercial on YouTube the other day about the new COVID vaccine, because apparently COVID's going around again. But I'm really confused because, like, I've been vaccinated 4 times now. What new one? Like, is there a new one? Because, like, I got the shot that had the, I think it's what, the Pfizer that had the 2 shots. So technically I got the first vaccine. And then I got the booster, and then I got another booster right before I went to Japan because Japan required it. Because either you had to get that booster before you flew, or you had to vaccinate, or like isolate for like 48 hours, but that would waste 2 full days in Japan. So I got that one. So the last booster shot I got was March of last year. So is there like a fucking new one now? I honestly don't know if I've ever watched Dazed and Confused. I know what movie that is, but I don't know if I've ever watched it. Snap-ons or tools are always made cheaper. A good set of snappers will cost you around. Oh my god. I wonder if it's because they're more common in the U.S. and they're more like mass-produced, so they're able to sell them cheaper. Okay, that makes sense. It's all about supply and demand.
By midnight, rounding out the set. Some of your 2023 faves coming. On first, a song you haven't listened to in about a year. I think it misses you.
I think that's unfortunately just the way the economy is, which is shitty for sure. But I get it. I agree. You know, in some cases, books are tax-free to import. I did not know that. This is what I wanna do. I know what I want and I want it now. I want you.
closing out with Jason Derulo. Coming now, I got some stuff you couldn't stop playing in 2022.
Oh, it doesn't look. They wanted me to make the file size bigger, which makes no sense. Yeah, why would you want like the file size to just be bigger for like, for what reason, what purpose? Because a lot of places, like for instance, like when you upload a file to like YouTube, you have to have the file be a certain size, otherwise it won't allow you to upload it. And if you're just storing it on like your phone or device or external hard drive, whatever the case may be, why wouldn't you want it to be smaller so then that way you have more free space? In both instances, I agree, that doesn't make sense. Making a file size smaller to upload or changing picture size number of pixels makes sense. Exactly, I agree. There have been plenty of times I've had to make a file smaller and like compress it to be able to upload it. Right. Yep. Okay. Alright, I gotta go babysit this dog. So I will see you guys later. Maybe we'll do a Saturday stream.